So are you tired of the same old boring chicken breast? I'm going to tell you, that bores me. And today we are going to make a fun chicken breast, and it's really, really easy, but it'll just spice up your life and give you something else to try. And let's get to it. So for this recipe, we actually only need 4 things. We need chicken breast, and I buy mine in bulk and then package them in there and freeze them that way. We need pecans, maple syrup, and breadcrumbs. Auxiliary items that you'll need is like a spray for your pan and a food processor. I'm just going to use my little baby one because it's cute and I don't need it for a whole lot of stuff. So the baby one it is today. So let's get to cooking. It's an easy thing. And yes, I want to try raviolis here soon, so stay tuned. So the first thing we're going to need is our pecans. And we're going to need 1/2 cup of our pecans. I've already opened them up. Just going to measure out my 1/2 cup. And we are going to be grinding these, so you don't need to get the full pecans. I went ahead and get chopped pecans. It does save you a little bit of money. So we're going to go ahead and take these. We're going to take the 1/4 cup and we're going to put them into my small food processor. This thing is adorable. Works like a charm. If you don't have a big food processor, you can actually use this, and it might just take you 2 or 3 tries to get everything done, but it is fabulous. I highly recommend it, and I will put a link in my description. So we're just going to pour our nuts in there. And then we're going to take breadcrumbs. And we need 1/4 cup of the breadcrumbs. So let me go ahead and just mix in my 1/4 cups. Then we're just going to go ahead and close this up. And we're going to chop it up. The big thing is that we want our pecans to be actually about the same size as the breadcrumbs. Once we have that done, we can take our food processor and we're going to put our crumbs in a bowl. And you can see my crumbs are all pretty fine. There's a couple bigger ones in there, but not a big deal. Someone's just going to get a nice little bite of pecans in theirs. Next, we're going to take 1/2 cup of maple syrup. Now, you're probably not going to need all of that for just 2 chicken breasts, so I'm probably only going to put about 1/4 cup in. You can always add more in later. Make sure I get all my goodness out of my cup. And yes, if you don't have mini spatulas, rubber scrapers, get them. They're awesome. I'll see if I can put a link in the description for those too, because they are also awesome. And at this point, we are ready to rock and roll. I'm going to take a pan and we are going to dredge one of our chicken breasts first in the maple syrup. I'm going to do it both ways so it has maple syrup on both sides, and then I am going to pop it into my breadcrumb and my pecan mixture. I want that to be nice and coated. And then we're just going to set it on a cookie sheet. Now I'm actually using a Silpat, so I don't need to spray it, but I would recommend spraying it if you don't have a Silpat. And I'm just going to take some extra of my crumbs and pat them on there to make sure it's nice and covered. If you don't have Silpats, I would actually highly recommend buying some. I'll put the link to that in the description also, because they are fabulous. You don't have to worry about spraying your pans. Pretty much things don't stick. Things that would stick horribly are just going to wipe right off. So I would highly recommend them. Now there's some things I don't put on a Silpat. I'm telling you, I cook pizzas on them. I do all kinds of stuff on them. You can tell mine are used and heavily loved, but that's cool. And that's it. We're going to bake them for about 30 to 35 minutes until the chicken is done. Something different, something fun, something tasty. I'll come back when it's time to get them out. Oh my word, that's looking good. It is delicious looking, nicely crusted with maple syrup and pecans. Delicious.